again, Moody Boo, and I'm back with a tag. So I wasn't going to do this as a tag, but I was just going to do it as a fun video for my own channel. But then I thought, there's a couple of reviewers out there, I'd love for them to answer some of these questions as well. So I decided to make it a tag. So there's 9 categories, and this is the Show Me Your Spritz tag. So the first category I'm calling Unicorns Are Real. And that's just which perfume you had to chase the longest and the hardest and had to hunt the most for in order to acquire. My unicorn, Nightfall Patchouli. This is just patchouli, cinnamon, and benzoin. Patchouli is almost in the background. And it's so well blended with the other notes, the cinnamon and the benzoin, that it's really hard to detect after the top notes, after the dry down. Because once it dries down, it reminds me of a very slightly sweet, spicy amber. Huh? What? Amber isn't even a note in there. But it's between the patchouli, the benzoin, and the cinnamon. Like I said, they're so well blended that it gives this air of spicy, almost amber. And I almost had a second unicorn from this house, Amber Desire. I almost had it. It was just outside of my grasp. I was reaching for it. And then the customs officer snagged it away and sent it back to the seller. I was pissed. But what can you do? I can't get it from that country. Spain, the UK, it is almost impossible to get perfume shipped from those countries. I don't know why, because I can get them from all the Arabic countries. I can get them from Australia, but I can't get them from the UK, and now Spain is also on that list. Sad for me. Luckily, I have a little tiny bottle, so that's going to have to suffice until I can keep hunting for my second unicorn. But my first one, Nightfall Patchouli, Carolina Herrera. All right, moving on. The next category I'm calling House of the Rising Scent. And that was pretty easy for me too, because last year I discovered Vilhelm Parfumerie and I'm in love with them. I've already done a review on it. So on this house, on the 2 I have Mango Skin, which I love in the spring and summer. And then Poets of Berlin, which I wore this winter. Vilhelm Parfumerie is my House of the Rising Scent. All right, next up. The next category I'm calling Heart the Hype. And that's a perfume where I agree with the hyperbole that's going on in Fragcom right now about a particular perfume. And honestly, I've tried a few, and this is the only one I could choose that I agreed with. And that's Nishane's Ani. Oh, this is pretty nice stuff, I must say. This is all about ginger and vanilla for me. It's pretty linear stuff. There are some fruits in there and some woods in there and a little bit of floral, but they're really well blended to where all I get is vanilla and ginger, and it's adorably delicious. It's really not gourmand though, so I shouldn't say delicious. It goes right up to the edge of gourmand. It hovers there. It thinks about jumping off the edge and going over, and then it decides not to. So if you are not a gourmand lover, you should still try it. It's beautiful. Performance is crazy too. So that's Nishane Ani is my Heart the Hype. The next category I'm calling Renounce the Ounce. And that is a perfume on Fragcom that is being really hyped up, a lot of hyperbole about it that I disagree with. That was really easy as well. And it's from a house I adore, so I don't even understand why these two were hyped. But it's from Parfums de Marly, and it's Delina and Delina exclusives. So, honestly, looking at the notes, I truly thought I was going to love the exclusives. It sounded almost gourmand. It sounded really up my alley. The notes were some notes that I totally adore. Delina, the regular Delina, I thought I wouldn't like very much because I'm not a big rhubarb person, but it works in Delina. And actually of the two, I prefer Delina, but I don't like it that much. I think that it's not nearly as good as some of the other offerings from the House of Parfums de Marly. So Yeah, clue me in because I'm not understanding here. So, especially the exclusive, it's more, and it's like the most boring, sweet concoction mess that I've smelled. I mean, I think Pink Sugar and Britney Spears Fantasy makes more sense than this. This smells kind of like an expensive hand lotion, but not even from a 5-star hotel, from like a 3-star hotel. Not even that expensive of a lotion. Just really? This is what you hype? And this one is better. Delina, regular Delina is better, but not much. And when you have perfumes to choose from to hype about like Meliora, Darcy, Sophanod, oh my God, they're so good. And these are the two that Fricom picks? Come on. Maybe I'm just not meant to understand. Maybe that's it. But just be warned. Do not listen to the hype. Watch my frag chat. I talk about this. Do not listen to the hype. Use your own nose. Get a sample before you buy an expensive bottle, especially if you're just starting out doing your collection or maybe starting out on YouTube. Don't play into the hype. Check it out first. You notice these are not full bottles. So there you go. I have learned. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes I learned. I learned with these two because I was dubious. I was very suspicious from the get-go. And I was right. So there you go. Next up. So next category I'm calling Love is Blind Buying. And it is for me, as we all know. This is your best blind buy, whether that be recent or overall. And I can never go wrong with my goddess, my fragrant goddess, Hilde Soliani. I have like 27 of her fragrances, different fragrances. That's not including backup bottles. And I probably blind bought 60% of them. No, more than that, 75% of them. Because I understand her as a perfumer. She is a genius. And I totally get it. Yellow Tulipano and Dolcissime are just the two that I pulled out that I've been wearing recently. The performance on her perfumes are crazy on most of them. And I'm going to be doing a several part series on my Hilde Soliani collection. I did one years ago, and I don't know if I ever posted it or if I lost it, but I can't find it. Anyway, I only had like 9-10 bottles back then. What? So anyway, yep, I need to update that. And I'm not even done yet. There's more I'm going to get. So, oh, she's amazing. Oh, and Dolcissimo. If you are a tobacco lover, you have got to check out Dolcissimo. And her prices are really reasonable. So my blind buy picks are any Hilde Soliani perfume, pretty much, for me anyway. All right, moving on. Next category I'm calling Crystal Baller. And that's what future perfume purchase or delivery are you most anticipating? And actually, I redid this video. I recorded it like a week and a half ago. And then I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. So I decided to redo it. And I got a new phone, so I thought I'd use that camera instead. And so it came. So I'm not anticipating it anymore. And this is a replacement bottle because I have been out of this for like a year, maybe more, maybe. So it was one of those, it was a unicorn. And then it became my crystal baller. And that is Miel and Citron by L'Occitane. It's not a full bottle. That's okay with me. I'm all right. I can handle it. As long as I have it in my hands right here with me. Oh, this is so good. So anyway, there's my crystal baller, L'Occitane, Miel and Citron. And I'm going to do a L'Occitane house review, so I'm not going to worry about talking about it much now. So next up. This category I'm calling I Take It Rare. And that's, which perfume do you have in your collection that most people would not have? It doesn't matter what kind of perfume it is. An oil, it can be an oil, whatever. But for me, I kind of touched upon it in my entire collection video. And it is Life Splendid Dimensions by Paragon Perfumes, or the Rogue Perfumer. I think her name is like Dr. Bobby Kelly or something like that. And I don't even think she's making perfumes anymore. She was based out of Maui, Hawaii. I know. Why do you think I started following her? And she only made a handful of perfumes. I can think of 5 or 6, and only like half of them are on Fragrantica. This one was not. I actually wanted the Haunted or Night Blooming Sirius. Those are I wanted one of the two or both, and I couldn't get my hands on them. But I did get this one, and I was really happy because I knew she was kind of going out of not making perfumes anymore. I just wanted to have one of her creations. I don't know why. It was just a goal I set, and I achieved it. Yay! So anyway, except for the only problem is I don't like it. It's not good for me. It's like this kind of screechy, itchy, sweet jasmine musk. Yeah, it's just not good for me. I don't wear it, but I look at it just like that several times a month. Give it a peek. I got it. It's mine. It's here. And then I put it away. That is my I Take It Rare. A stinky perfume, but I'm happy to have it. Next up. The second to last category I'm calling I Am Stuck On Bandaid. And this is just a fun, creative one I wanted to do, where if you could create a perfume for your favorite band or singer or actor, I don't care, what would it be called, and what would the top few notes be? So for me, I am really into, in the last several years, have really been into the rock band The Pretty Reckless. Taylor Momsen is the lead singer, and my husband and I love their music. I know, look at me. I don't look like the type that would be rocking out to Pretty Reckless in a convertible flying down the highway with my husband, us singing our asses off, me doing a whole chair dancing, in the seat. But that's exactly what I do because I love them. I absolutely love them. So, but Taylor is known to be kind of a party girl. At least she was. I don't know. She might have sort of sobered up by now, but I don't know that. So anyway, I thought, and they sing, I love their music because they, I've always been kind of a rebel. I've always been kind of, just left of center. I don't know. I never really fit in anywhere. So I really love songs about being wild and being a rebel and being different and not giving a shit, So that's one of the reasons I love their songs. But, they also sing a lot about hell and going to hell, doing bad things, and being crazy, and, like I said, not caring who watches and who says anything. It's kind of one of these to everybody. I just love them. And so my husband and I, Jim and I, we rock out hard to them. So I figured, anyway, it would make sense to call it Hellbound, because they probably are. If I believed in that sort of thing, I would think, yeah, you guys are probably going there, and I'll be right there with you. But so I call it Hellbound. And I figured the top 3 notes would be benzoin, civet, and rum. Benzoin, because there's some spice in there, because they're hot and spicy. The civet, because they're a little naughty. She's a little nasty sometimes, which I love. Love that. Love it. There should be more nasty women out there. Just saying. And then rum, because she is a party girl. So I don't know what that would smell like together. Benzoin, civet, and rum, called Hellbound. So, and probably if I were to add some stuff, I'd add, probably a little, tonka or something. Maybe some slight florals or something to kind of mellow it out. And then some sandalwood or some papyrus. or wormwood. Oh, another favorite note. But yeah, wormwood would be good in that. Maybe I'd do that too. Add a little wormwood because that's in absinthe, and that would be appropriate for a pretty reckless perfume. So anyway, that is my I Am Stuck On Bandaid. And the very last one I'm calling Brain Farts Stink Too. And that's which perfume purchase, whether blind, whether not, that you changed your mind, you loved it, and now you hate it, whatever. What brain fart stinks the worst for you when it comes to your perfume purchases? So for me, I have a few. Yeah, imagine that. But the one I hated the most, I have to say, is Creed Spring Flower. I thought I was going to love it. Yes, I blind bought it, and this was years ago before I really understood my nose and what I was doing and da-da-da, but whatever. So it was awful. And I'm a huge Audrey Hepburn fan, so I was super disappointed that I hated it to the degree in which I did. And it was very screechy and kind of sour and a little itchy. And I was like, what is this? And I knew it was a good bottle because I bought it from a department store, retail. So I was so disappointed. And when I first chose that perfume, and when I first recorded this video a week and a half or whatever, since then, I looked up the notes. Want to guess? Let's see. Apple. Oh, yay. Jasmine, which I don't like. In certain amounts, certain kinds of jasmine in certain amounts blended well can be very nice in a perfume. That can be true with melon and peach, which are the top 4 dominant notes in Spring Flower. Apple, jasmine, melon, and peach. Oh my God, what was I thinking when I bought this? Oh yeah, I used to think I liked peach. I forgot. And I used to think I liked green apple in a perfume. I forgot. I don't. I can't stand them in a perfume unless they're blended super well and are adding to it somehow. I don't know how. And it's already gone. I don't know what I did with it. I wouldn't have sold it. I am sure I gave it away. I don't know. So that is my Show Me Your Spritz tag. And I'm going to take a couple people. I want to get Smurfygurly in there. I would love to see her picks for this. And of course, Beauty Meow. I adore her as well. And I also want to invite all of the contestants in Robes 08 Female Perfume Reviewers Contest. So I would love to see you do this tag. So you're it. All right, everybody. Peace.